So my name is Kaelee Wilson. I am the owner of Lace Grace and Peonies. I create hand-painted, hand-stamped and hand-painted marble coasters. So I actually started it as a side hustle. I was a city planner for the city of Phoenix and started it on the side, and it quickly grew into more of a main hustle. So this past December, I quit my full-time job to pursue my business full-time. So it's actually kind of funny. It started as like an outlet for stress. Like I was able to do something with my hands and paint, and it was really therapeutic. What's kind of funny, the idea of coasters started, I got some samples to remodel my bathroom, and a piece of the tile, it actually was a polished marble, came off, and I was like, this would make a really cool coaster. And then it just kind of transformed into tumbled marble, and that's kind of where I started experimenting with painting and different sealing methods, and which kind of created the coasters. And so I just randomly listed a few coasters on Etsy, and the rest was history. It just kind of took off from there. So, I mean, it wasn't intentional. It was just kind of let me throw some things on Etsy and see where it goes. And it, just kind of took off, and a business was created incidentally. Like, it wasn't intentional. I'm very blessed to what it has become, but it was not the original plan. I had my career, and I was happy in it, and it just kind of happened. So actually, I just kind of, I literally didn't think that when I started my Etsy shop that it would turn into what it is. And so I just kind of threw some names together. One of my favorite flowers is a peony, and I just kind of threw some names together to create my business name, and then I just had to kind of roll with it. It took off, and that's what it is. So I wish it had a little more meaning, but it definitely, it's just something that kind of flowed. I mean, it felt really good until the pandemic happened, and then there was a little bit of a freak out. But I've been super blessed by the support. I mean, it was obviously very scary to leave a full-time job, a steady income, to really take a risk. And I bit the bullet, and I did it, and I'm definitely grateful that I did, because my business has grown as a result, because I've had more time to dedicate to the coasters. But I'm so grateful for the continued support, especially during this hard time that we're all in. It means so much, because it is scary. I quit in December, so I'm 8-9 months into this, and it's most of it's been during a pandemic. So I want to have an option for everybody. So what I have in stores is just a small sampling of the larger pool of designs I have. So I think last time I checked on Etsy, I had over 600 designs. So I want there to be a coaster for everybody. So I obviously have my personal style, but then I also want to have coaster designs for people that maybe we don't share a similar design style, but I want everyone to find something that makes them happy in my shop. So, locally in Arizona, obviously cacti, Arizona themed, desert theme work really well. And then online, it's different designs. And so it just really kind of all depends. But I want people to be able to find something that really resonates with them and their style. I mean, so I think our quality really sets us apart. So before I even launched one coaster for sale, my kitchen was like a science experiment, right? So I tested with different paints, I tested with different sealants, I tested with different methods to ensure that there was a quality product that was going to be long lasting. And so I really think our quality, it's kind of our secret sauce, and it ends up being a matte sealant method. There's no image transfer, there's no tacky glue, and I'm over 3 years in and have a lot of repeat customers, and I always hear about the quality, and that's something that we really take pride in, especially going through the additional expense of putting a full cork backing on the coasters. Not everybody does that, and so we just stand by our quality, and I think that's really what sets us apart. And also just kind of the unique designs, and every single one is especially the ones with the colors on them, are hand painted, so they're all going to look a little bit different. You truly are getting a unique one piece of art to put on your coffee table. So even if you buy 4 of the same designs, they're all going to look a little bit different because they're hand painted. So I think the most challenging thing has been, it's all kind of there's a learning curve involved, finding good suppliers, if there's, imitators out there, whether it be locally, nationally. I have people on Etsy trying to copy me all the time. I think that's a struggle. It's people trying to kind of ride off the path that I kind of, created with these coasters. That's been challenging. And then also like the ebbs and flows of business, going from a, steady full-time income to like very minimal sales on Etsy one day. I'm like, it's all over, it's done. It's learning to ride with the ebbs and flows of being self-employed has been a struggle. It's definitely something I've had to grow into because it was a struggle at the beginning. But I think those are probably, you're always learning. I mean, you're everything. When you own a small business, you are everything to that business. Like I've had to learn about taxes and tax law and all these things. All the things I never, I'm contacting freight brokers to get my, what's a freight broker? I didn't even know what that was until 2 weeks ago. Like there's just so many things that you learn being the everything to your business. So, it's the challenge. With the challenges comes growth and learning opportunities. So I just try to ride with it the best I can. I think just my personality type, I'm a very driven person just to begin with. I mean, there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to paint one single coaster today. I mean, I think we all go through that as makers, but I think what keeps me motivated is the creating of new designs. So if I think of something, or I think that keeps me going, is like wanting to create new product and stay relevant. And I think it's just seeing everybody, the support for my business keeps me motivated. But there are days where it's just like, especially when you are in it, when you are everything, it's 24/7. So there are days where you're just like, I need a break, right? I do not want to touch a coaster. But I think you just really have to love it. And I love what I do. I love my craft and I'm passionate about it. So I think that just keeps me motivated. So, I have to say I feel very grateful that my business has been up during the pandemic. At the beginning, I was obviously a little bit nervous because sales did decline. Obviously, retail sales are picking back up, but obviously retail was closed for a while. But I definitely was grateful that people found support online and they were supporting our business through Etsy and our online shop. And so, I think luckily, I know a lot of other vendors have run into supply issues. Luckily, I haven't had that issue per se. But it definitely has had me thinking more about ordering supplies more in bulk sooner, just trying to prepare like what is to come next, So I think it's just more of the strategic planning of things just in case. It's gotten into a, well, what happens next situation and what can I do to be ahead of it? So luckily, like I said, I've been blessed that it hasn't really impacted me sales-wise that much. It obviously has, but I definitely feel grateful for people continuing to support in different ways. Oh, most satisfying moments. I had to take a step back and I'm a very like go, go, go type of person. And I think when I was able to quit my full-time job to do this full-time, I had to take a step back and just like, I think that was a very satisfying moment. I quit in the middle of the Christmas rush, right? So I didn't really even, I couldn't at the time appreciate it because I was just like, go, go, go. Like I need to get orders out. It's Christmas. I had a craft show. Like I quit on Friday. I had a craft show on Saturday. Like I think that was it wasn't like a specific satisfying moment, but once I was able to like take a breath and just really kind of appreciate the business that I built, I think that was the most satisfying thing because you don't really take time to sit and appreciate it when you're an entrepreneur. You're just kind of like, go, go, go. What's the next thing? And so I really had to take a step back and just appreciate what I had built. And so I think that was probably the most satisfying moment. So it definitely, it's such a positive environment. And I think there are so many other fellow vendors that are high quality vendors. And I think that being in a same retail space as so many other high quality vendors and unique vendors has really kind of boosted our business, right? And the quality, and I think it's just, it's kind of given us a larger customer pool as well, because obviously Old Town Scottsdale gets a lot of visitor traffic and travelers. And I think people that maybe otherwise wouldn't have known about our coasters or other local vendors are able to discover them here. And so I think that's really cool. It kind of opens up to a broader market. Whew, gosh. So get an accountant for sure. Like number one. Number two, definitely do a lot of research. Do not get discouraged. It is trial and error. Like I said, when I first started, my kitchen was like a science experiment. Like there were times where certain combinations of paint and different sealants and whatnot didn't work, but like I was determined, right? You will have fails, you will have struggles, and you have to just pick yourself back up. And so you cannot, it's not for the faint of heart. Like if you get discouraged easily, you probably shouldn't start a business. You need to keep going. And I mean, I think the pandemic has just shown that you have to just pivot. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be determined, and it's not for everyone. And so I think you have to look inside yourself and see if you have the certain personality type to do it, because it's not easy. And so, but you also can't be discouraged. You have to have faith, and you just have to keep trekking. Like sometimes you don't really want to, work on your business or do certain things that maybe aren't your favorite, but you have to do them. So it's not for everyone, but it's definitely a really rewarding experience. So, well, I mean, right now I think it would be to get rid of COVID. Like if anyone doesn't say that, I don't understand. Like I want my life back. Yeah, I mean, obviously, and I think we're just so divided as a country. Like this has been a weird time, right? Like this year, 2020, I can't even believe it's September, has just been a weird time. I mean, I definitely want COVID to go away and never come back. I never want to hear those words again. I definitely, I wish we could all just give each other a hug. Like it just, honestly, we're so divided right now. And I just think that we need more compassion and understanding and COVID to go away. No, I'm so grateful for everyone's just love of my coasters and support of my small business. This is my bread and butter. You buy a coaster, you're supporting my life, my business. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm very grateful for all of your support especially during this pandemic time, an unusual time in everyone's lives. I just really appreciate the continued support.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaelee.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.